The most important thing that we've said a few times already, and we're going to say it to you in a way that you can maybe hear it more clearly, is that the acclimation to your natural state of clarity is a gradual process since you've been practicing a state of confusion. When you think a thought for as little as 17 seconds, really 16 something, law of attraction responds to that thought in such a way that it compounds it. It brings another thought like it to it. And now that thought has more substance, more power, more attraction power. So unless something distracts you from that thought and you go another 17 seconds, now more. And unless something distracts you from that thought, another thought like it comes. And once you cross that 68 or 67, 66, once you get a little bit over a minute in this thought, there is enough momentum going that it will carry itself in your experience for a while. Now, understanding the physics, the law of attraction nature of these vibrational thoughts helps you, because law of attraction is working with you and for you all the time. But you get to direct your thoughts. And so as you observe life and you think about life that you're observing, you're doing a lot of that thinking of thoughts that are getting a stronger foothold. And that's what beliefs are. Beliefs are only thoughts that you continue to think. Now, anyone could think more productive, more beneficial thoughts. It is not a difficult thing to do conceptually. In other words, I could think about that or I could think about that. But what happens is, as you have these patterns of thought that you've been thinking, law of attraction only gives you thoughts within the range of those thoughts that you've been thinking. And so most people don't change the way they think about most things ever. Most people pass them on from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation, and you thrive and survive in spite of yourselves, really. What saves you is your diversity and the fact that there are more and more of you having more and more exposure to more and more ways of life. The way that you get to observe one another more and more now gives you an opportunity to witness the way others are living. It's not so much this village just being the way this village has always been. And the traditions that so many people want to hold to and go back to are really not your friends. Those traditions are habits of thought that work against your natural evolution, your natural wanting to become more. So it is our knowing that when you decide that you are a vibrational being first and foremost, and yes, you're physical, and yes, there's stuff manifesting all around you, but you are a vibrational being first and foremost, and that you can tell by the way you feel what you're doing vibrationally. And then you become, weirdly, and one of the rare ones who does it, you become willing to be selfish enough to follow the thought that feels the best, not the thought of tradition. We've been talking about that a lot today. Following the thought that feels best to you, finding the tradition of your inner being's thought, finding the tradition of your true family of consciousness, finding the tradition of your clarity and your longevity and your vitality and your brilliance and your worthiness, you see. Reaching for thoughts that feel like that, something happens really relatively quickly when you begin approaching life like that. We could talk about conditions of the world and situations that you've lived and even situations that you are living. And we won't get as far in helping you in the answers that you are looking for as we get when we talk to you about start practicing knowing that you're vibrational and stop being so human. Stop being so action-oriented and be more emotionally guided. Care more about how you feel and less about what you're thinking. Talk less to everyone and observe more and pay attention to the way you feel. Get into the receptive mode before you go or do anything. And when you're sure you're in the receptive mode, then follow that process. And then watch the improvement on every subject in your life. It will be obvious to you.